Student Council. Thank you. Thank you, Andy. You may all take your seats. Shabil, over to you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, we are very lucky to have you, Junior Mayor, with us today to celebrate the achievements, the debate, and the contributions of debate to Africa and the community at large. So we are going to have several amendments to our schedule. First is that we shall not have the entertainment. We were supposed to have the debate, a mini debate, Mayor, by the top 4 performing universities breaking to the out round of this tournament. These awards we celebrate today are for debaters that have contributed beyond the debate room, beyond winning a round. What else are you able to do for the community that you come from? And that simply means we are celebrating things like the Impact Awards. They'll give you, our chairperson of the panel will read to you what that means, but that simply means that someone has contributed beyond debate to their community. We have several awards to be awarded today, and those people will be receiving these precious awards. But also in a unique way, we have the award for the biggest attended PAUDC, which happens to be the one that Johannesburg is hosting. That is in 10 years' time. This is the biggest Pan-African Universities Debate Championship that we have had. As council, we recognize the efforts the organizing committee and the institution have gone to make sure that it so happens. Without not wasting any further, I would like to invite Jeff, who will give us the opening remarks. We shall have the opening remarks from council. Then we shall have the opening address. I'll do the opening remarks since I'm the MC of the day. And then we shall have the opening remarks from the chairperson of council, who will be represented by Jeff, the vice chairperson of council. And then we shall have the special address by our guest of honor, the junior mayor. Then we shall have the awards, part 1 and part 2, and then the closing remarks by council. But before we start, I'd like to appreciate the contributions of the several country delegates, the national delegates amidst us, the council members, the executive members of council, but above and beyond the committee, which is the reason we're here, headed by Temi. That is the nominee selection committee. Temi right here. Temi, you can take your seat. That committee vetted a number of applications. We had 12 categories. They vetted all of them. We had 7 members on that committee. It had Temi as the chairperson, Ayafa as the vice chairperson. We had several representatives, including Franco. Franco, I see you in the building. Please come and take your deserved seat on the second row. Yes, then we had from Kenya, representatives from Kenya. And then we had Beatrice from Cameroon. These are all members that contributed to the work, which fruits and results we see today. Allow me welcome Jeff to give the opening address. You're most welcome, Jeff.
All right, good evening, everybody. Good evening. I hope you're all good. Thank you, everybody, for gracing us this evening. Welcome for the Africa Debater of the Year Awards. This is something that's definitely very new. It's not happened before, Mr. Mayor. And we, like Shabil said, we are interested in recognizing the impact of debaters outside the debate room. A lot of these people compete, they enjoy the competition, they draw a lot of excitement, a lot of fun from it, they do debate and public speaking. In fact, everyone in this room has participated, at least majority of them have participated in 9 rounds of this year's PUDC. So thank you everybody for coming. We hope to make these awards bigger and better each and every time we host them. And for all of you winners here, it's a privilege for you to be considered by your fellow peers, right, as amazing debaters, both in the debate room and outside the debate room. So thank you, everybody, so much for coming. And we want to celebrate success. Maybe in a few years or even the next edition, you're probably going to be the one receiving an award. So yeah, I think that's it. Chairman, back to you. Let's see.
Before we have the special address, thank you so much, Jeff, the Vice Chairperson, very hardworking gentleman over there. Before we have the our special address from our chief guest, I'd like to invite Temi, the Chairperson of the Nominee Selection Committee, to just give us a brief what generally this is about before even we start awarding. On the committee, in a special way, I'd like to recognize the following people. That is Temi, who is the Chairperson, Ayafa, the Vice Chairperson, Xavier Alinda from Uganda, a member, Beatrice from Cameroon, a member, Franco, who is also a member. Franco, please come and join Temi in this speech. And then we have Zukisani from South Africa and Wandia from Kenya. Thank you so much. I would like us to clap for them for the wonderful job done. You're most welcome, Temi.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I think just a short brief on what the Africa Debate of the Year Awards are about. So the Africa Debate of the Year Awards celebrates leadership, innovation, inclusivity, cultural heritage, mentorship, and social impact in the African debating community. While existing PAUDC categories such as Best Team, Best Speaker, Best Judges honor competitive success, ADYA complements them by recognizing individuals and institutions whose vision, service, and creativity sustains debate across Africa. Each category, as you'll see from the name, draws inspiration from African philosophy and heritage, highlighting the values that define our continent's debating community the most. There are three main core goals of the Africa Debate of the Year Awards. First of all, it is to highlight debate as a catalyst for African leadership and policy influence. Second of all, it's to strengthen Pan-African identity and collaboration within debating. And third of all, it is to inspire continued innovation, inclusivity, and mentorship in the debating community. So as you see with the awards around, and the awards will end out today, we have 12 different categories, and each category represents different things and different contributions. So yeah, that's just a short synopsis of what the award is about. In terms of from a committee point of view, it has been an absolute privilege serving as the chair of this committee, working with, as Shabil mentioned, so many amazing people within the African circuit, people like Ayafa, people like Zuki, people like Franco, people who I know have done great things within the circuit, and we hope that when we do give out these awards, it reflects what we want these awards to reflect. So thank you so much to everyone, from the nominees to the winners, to the people who've come to just be audience members and to cheer on people, and yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, Shabil.
Thank you so much, Temi. The next guest is our special guest, the Junior Mayor. Junior Mayor, we have had a very, very thorough process to this time. First, we had consultations just on what this award should be and what they should mean for the future of debate and governance in Africa. Secondly, on Monday 27th, we had the nomination launched and then closed on 5th November. Then we had the electoral college delegates. We had at least every university that has ever attended PAUDC sent delegates to be the electoral college. Unlike other awards, there was no public voting. It was by representatives of those countries. Then we had verification and committee reviews. That simply means when people were applying, we needed verification of the data they provided. Then on Friday, 14th November, we had the short listing of top 5, top 3, and top 2, as you'll hear the announcements come along for the different categories. We have 12 categories of each. And then secondly, we had the voting window, which actually ended this evening. We had to make sure that everyone votes, but also to make sure that the results are only known and announced today. Then we had, today is our award ceremony and the awarding of the winners, Junior Mayor. As I invite the Junior Mayor, I would request that we all stand up to welcome him up until he comes to the podium to speak. Let's all rise to welcome the Junior Mayor. Thank you so much.
You may be seated. Often, as orators who have stood behind lecterns in familiar rooms, traveled across borders for tournaments, and competed in rounds that stretched late into the night, we can't help but think of occasions like this one as routine. Another closing ceremony, another set of awards, another evening where we clap, smile, and go home. But tonight is different. Tonight carries a weight and a warmth that distinguishes it from many other tournaments in terms of their finale. For many of you, this space feels like an avenue and less like an avenue and more like a home. Because for the first time, this moment is ours, rooted in our African soil, honoring African excellence. Allow me the privilege of acknowledging in absentia the Speaker of Council, Councillor Margaret Arnolds, the Chairperson of the Pan-African Universities Debate Council, Mr. Wabwire Shabil Ojambo, and all distinguished adjudicators, organizers, and guests from across the continent who have graced this room. I am deeply honored to address you this evening, and even more so to do so at the inaugural African Debater of the Year Awards, a historic milestone for all those who believe in the power of words, persuasion, and intellectual solidarity. Over the past few days, you have spoken passionately, prepped obsessively, debated fiercely, and let's be honest, survived rounds that demanded every ounce of your energy. But what makes this particular gathering meaningful is not only the competitive spirit or the intellectual rigor of the motions. It's the people sitting beside you right now. People who live lives entirely different from your own, hundreds, even thousands of kilometers away. People who grow up speaking different languages, who understand history through different lived realities, who navigate different political, cultural, and academic contexts. Yet, for a brief moment in time, those differences have dissolved, and what remained was a shared pursuit, the pursuit of knowledge. You connected beyond motions and tournament codes. You built relationships that remind us why debating is more than a sport. It's a community, a network of voices that echo across our continent and shape its future. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the city management and tournament coordinators for making it possible for us to gather in this council chamber. This space holds the echoes of civic leadership, accountability, and decision-making in Johannesburg. To host a debating award ceremony here is symbolic. It reminds us that the work we do as young thinkers is not isolated from the rest of the world, but deeply tied to the governance, progress, and conversation that shape societies. But above all, I would like to thank you, the debaters, the adjudicators, the coaches, and the institutions for convening here in Johannesburg. The city has long prided itself on its continental reception. Johannesburg is, at its core, a crossroads of cultures, a meeting point of dreams, a city whose heartbeat is powered by diversity. It has never been a place that closes itself off from the rest of Africa. If anything, it exists because Africa refuses to be divided. For those of you who have never been to South Africa before, I hope that in the short time you've been here, you've seen us for who we truly are, a welcoming people, a passionate people, a people who open our doors wide to our continent with pride. Because at its core, at its cool, centered core, Johannesburg is a not xenophobic city. It's a city shaped by migration, ambition, struggle, and unity. A city that represents the complexity and potential of Africa itself. Debating has never truly been about the trophies, certificates, or medals. Those are symbols, beautiful ones, yeah, but symbols nonetheless. What gives them meaning is everything that precedes them. The late night preps, the frantic case builds, the laughter between rounds, the friendships formed over shared stress and brilliance, the moments where someone from across the continent challenges your viewpoint so sharply that you leave the room thinking differently. The pursuit of knowledge is what defines us and unites us. The exchange of ideas is what strengthens us, and the ability to stand behind a podium, articulate a vision, defend it, challenge it, and refine it is what makes debating transformative. It teaches us that conversation is not just a competition to win, but a responsibility to think deeply and speak truthfully. It teaches us that disagreement is not hostility, but an invitation to understand. It teaches us that leadership, real leadership, begins long before one enters public office. It begins in spaces like this, where young Africans gather to test ideas that will one day shape policies, communities, and nations even. As we celebrate excellence tonight, let us also remember that we are part of something larger than ourselves. We are part of a continent of traditional intellectualism. From students just like us who have wondered what it must be like to be in higher places like classrooms, from when they were sitting under trees, you can imagine what it must be like. We carry that history with us, we contribute to it, and tonight we honor it. May this inaugural African Debater of the Year Awards not be a culmination, but a beginning of more collaboration, more exchange, more inclusion, more spaces where African voices are celebrated, not as exceptions, but as the standard. Because for too long, the global debating community has been speaking about Africa. It is time that it listens to it. And more importantly, it is time that Africa itself listens to what it has to say. To all the finalists, the nominees, the organizers, and every debater who stood in around this week, congratulations. You have already shaped history by being part of this moment, and I have no doubt that the ideas you have instilled in others today as a champion will echo far beyond these chambers. Thank you, and may this be the first of many gatherings where Africa's great minds and voices take center stage.
Thank you so much, Junior Mayor. You can all take your seats. Junior Mayor, just before I call upon Temi to give us the winners of these awards, I'd like to in a special way to recognize the country representatives for the work they have done thus far to make this council as representative and effective as it was. First, from South Africa, the South African rep, Femeni. Please, you can just stand up and wave to the people. Thank you so much for the work done so far. And then from Ivory Coast in absentia, we have Komi Alexis. We can clap for him, guys, in absentia. From Botswana, we have Brian Badudi. You can stand up for recognition, Brian. And then from Ghana, is Doka here? Doka here? Thank you so much, Doka, for being part of this council. And then we have Mathembe from Zimbabwe. You can clap for Mathembe, guys. We have Galang Lester from South Sudan. And then from Cameroon, we have Ndofa Hagai. We have from Central Africa, Chance Lane. And from Uganda, Anguzu Jerry. And then from Kenya, Otieno Wycliffe. Otieno, you can stand up and wave to the people. Thank you so much for the work done. And then we have Adrian, the representative of Nigeria. These are the people that you have worked thus far to have this council successful. Now join me, welcome Temi to officially give us what brought us here. This is the moment of the truth when we find out who actually takes home these beautiful awards. Temi, you're most welcome. Guys, as Temi comes on, the event is live. We have shared the link. It's streaming on the council YouTube channel. You can send your people at home to actually watch the presentation. Thank you so much, Temi.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. So I will just be presenting the awards for the 12 categories. Please, when you do hear your name or someone you are collecting the award for, please do come forward and you can grab one of these beautiful trophies. So we'll get started right away. We'll start with the Adrinka Inclusivity Award. What is the Adrinka Inclusivity Award? Adrinka, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, is the Ghanaian word for Ghanaian symbols of wisdom and values. The Adrinka Inclusivity Award celebrates debaters, institutions, societies, or unions that promote diversity and inclusion by empowering women, non-English speakers, speakers or debaters from marginalized or underrepresented regions. It ensures that PAUDC reflects Africa's unique social diversity. We look at initiatives such as multilingual debate workshops, etc., or mentoring underrepresented groups. In terms of the shortlist for this category, we had Debate Foster from Uganda, we had Kwame Alexis from Cote d'Ivoire, we had Speech Forces from Ghana. Those were our 3 finalists. And so the winner, I would like to read out the bio for the winner. This institution is one of Africa's most powerful models of access and youth empowerment. Founded in 2020, this institution offers completely free training, mentorship, and competitions for students, especially those without institutional or financial support. Through its quarterly holiday camps and the academy, it equips young debaters with skills, confidence, and long-term mentorship. This institution hosts fully free tournaments such as Kampala Open and Uganda Easters debates, and it volunteers tabbers and coach supports tournaments across the continent. This institution's work has created a sustainable, inclusive pathway that uplifts beginners, empowers girls, and ensures that no young debater is left behind. The Adrinkra Inclusivity Award for 2025 is awarded to Debate Foster from Uganda. Well done to them.
Yes, ma'am. I'm making an announcement. Okay. All right, so we shall all stand up and welcome the junior mayor who will officially start handing over the awards to all these winners of today. All rise. So you have the list of those people who are supposed to pick them on their behalf? Yeah, those are the ones who are called to pick them on their behalf. All right, then I'll be the only ones allowed to take photos this moment, so you'll all get them on the group.
Okay, collecting the award on behalf of Debate Foster, we have Franco. People can't clap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can clap, eh? Is Franco here? Okay, that's fine. We'll move on very quickly. As we said, we do have a tight schedule. The next award we will be handing out is the award titled the ASOFA Innovation Award. The ASOFA stands for the Akan warrior flag that symbolizes boldness. It acknowledges bold creativity in reimagining debates through innovations such as new technologies, training models, or formats that modernize and expand debates' reach. It encourages modernization and accessibility in the digital age. In this category, we had 3 main nominees: AfriTab Innovations Limited from Uganda, Ria Meti and C. Malaji from South Africa, and we had Tab XYZ from Ghana. So the winner of this category is Africa's first fully homegrown debate tabulation system created to modernize and streamline tournament administration across the continent. Launched at PAUDC 2024 in Kampala, this winner introduced an automated, interactive, and transparent approach to managing registration, pairing, scoring, and results. Designed specifically for the African debating environment, it functions smoothly even under low bandwidth conditions, making it accessible to regions often excluded by heavier international systems. By reducing human errors, simplifying workflow, and offering real-time updates, the software has significantly improved efficiency and fairness in tournament management. Its successful pilot has inspired debate communities across Africa to start exploring their own digital solutions tailored to local needs. The software represents bold innovation, solving long-standing tabulation issues through a scalable, user-friendly African-built platform. It marks a major step in Africa's digital transformation of debates and sets a new standard for future tournaments across the tournament. The ASAFO Innovation Award is awarded to AfriTab Innovations Limited from Uganda. So you can just come around and take a photo. In the meanwhile, I will move on to the next category. The next category that we're going to be awarding is the Baobab Mentorship Award. Baobab is the iconic African tree that symbolizes strength and legacy. It recognizes debaters, societies, or unions that bridge the gap between schools and universities, nurturing the future generation through consistent mentorship and coaching initiative. Its purpose is to strengthen the school-to-university debating pipeline. In this category, we have five main shortlisted nominees. We have Elisha Owusu from Ghana. We had Arinetwe Regan from Uganda. We had Coach Itu Academy from South Africa. We had the Royal Pact Debating Academy from Zimbabwe, and we had Supanana from Ghana. This award is awarded to an institution that has shaped one of the most successful and enduring schools debating program in Africa. Under its mentorship, Zimbabwean schools have dominated the African Schools Debate Championship, won the Netherlands Nationals in 2021, reached World Schools Debating Championship, Octo and quarterfinals with consistent international break. With over 70 tournament successes, this institution's coaching model develops critical thinking, global competitiveness, and socially aware young leaders. Their mentorship pipeline strengthens access and excellence, and access, excellence, and continuity, directly advancing PAUDC's mission to empower youth through debate across Africa. The Baobab Mentorship Award is awarded to the Royalty Pact Debating Academy from Zimbabwe. Well done to them. All right, I will just begin reading the next one in the meanwhile. Next, we have the Fundisa Education Award. Fundisa is Xhosa for educate, and it recognizes those who expand access to debate education, creating training materials, curricula, or workshop that reach new and underserved audiences. The purpose of this award is to expand debate education to new audiences, particularly in underserved areas. In this category, we had five main shortlisted nominees. We have the Coach Itu Academy from South Africa. We have Debate Foster from Uganda, Oyisa Kataza from South Africa, Supanana/Vacation Spas from Ghana, and we had Tito Norbertus from Kenya. The Fundisa Education Award is awarded I'm just going to read the profile very quickly. The winner of this category has become a vital force in Uganda's debate education landscape, offering free annual training camps, mentorship for speakers and coaches, and tabbing support to strengthen tournament quality. In a context where debate receives limited institutional investment, the initiative has opened access to hundreds of learners, nurturing talents that schools and universities would otherwise overlook. Through consistent partnerships, including training, and community-driven educational development, this institution has elevated debate literacy nationwide, and their work has empowered students with critical thinking, communication, and leadership skills essential for 21st century success, embodying the core mission of the Fundisa Education Award. The Fundisa Education Award is awarded to Debate Foster from Uganda. Well done to them. Okay, it seems there is no representative from that institution, so we will move on. Jamaldin, are you here? You can come forward and get it on their behalf. Oh, yes. You can't do it. Okay, just for the interest of time, I'm going to move on to the next one. We have the Griot Media Award. Griot is the West African storyteller. Griot Media Award celebrates debaters or debate institutions that amplify African voices and debates through media, utilizing podcasts, blogs, or digital platforms to share their story and expand public engagement, the purpose of which to increase PAUDC's visibility and public engagement. In this category, we had two main nominees. We had Binrum Banta from Kenya, and we had Morore Sekukune from South Africa. The winner of this category is a podcast. This podcast is one of Africa's leading debate media platforms, reaching over 800 monthly listeners with honest, relatable content. It is known for tackling mental health within the debate space, as it offers a safe space for conversation on things like burnout, pressure, and well-being. The platform also amplifies debaters' voices through open opinion sharing, providing valuable feedback that has helped improve tournaments across the continent. Blending care, authenticity, and community storytelling, this podcast serves as both a support system and an evolving archive of African debate culture. The Griot Media Award is awarded to Binrum Banta from Kenya, collected by Rensen and Eliana. Well done to them. All right, I will move on to reading just for the next category. We have the Hakuna Matata Discourse Award. Hakuna Matata is Swahili for no worries, symbolizing calm dialogue. It recognizes debaters who model respectful, empathetic dialogue in tackling contentious African issues, promoting ethical and constructive discourse across divides. Its purpose is to encourage constructive discourse even in polarized environments. In this category, we had two main finalists. We had Mace Peterson Mafosa from Zimbabwe, and we had Njuguna Isaac from Kenya. The winner of this category is a Zimbabwean-born debate champion, coach, and philanthropist whose calm leadership and global impact embody the Hakuna Matata spirit. A winner of several major titles, he pairs competitive excellence with a deep commitment to mentorship. As the founder of the Royalty-Packed Debate Academy and a tournament advisor, he has shaped debaters across the continent. His philanthropic initiatives and international presence in England, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and Australia reflect a dedication to uplifting communities through education, advocacy, and compassionate discourse. The Hakuna Matata Discourse Award is awarded to Mace Peterson Mafosa from Zimbabwe, collected by Raymond on his behalf. Okay, I'm going to begin reading the next category. We have the Kipepeo Ambassador Award. Kipepeo is Swahili for butterfly, symbolizing transformation. It honors debaters or teams who have elevated African debating globally, representing the continent with excellence and championing African perspective on international stage. It celebrates those who amplify Africa's voice globally. We had two finalists in this category. We had Njuguna Macharia and we had Umar Bukas. The winner in this category is a Kenyan social impact entrepreneur and debate educator whose work has amplified African voices in global discourse. As founder and managing director of the African Debate Academy, he has built one of the continent's most transformative platforms for youth empowerment through debate and public speaking. Internationally, he is respected as a debater, a coach, and an adjudicator. He has served on caps for multiple tournaments and judged finals at WUDC, PAUDC, community and other major tournaments. Affectionately known as Baba in the East African debate community, this individual champions African excellence abroad by shaping bold, articulate, globally aware young leaders. The Kipepeo Ambassador Award is awarded to Njuguna Masharia from Kenya, collected by Fresher on his behalf. Well done. All right, we are on to our 8th award. So we've got just 5 more awards to end out here. We have the Oboso Grassroots Award. Oboso is Douala for perseverance, and it honors individuals or institutions who bring debates to marginalized communities, empowering youths in rural